Day 9, Iceland against Nigeria. Iceland, the smallest nation ever to appear at a World Cup finals, had equipped themselves fantastically and had earned a hard-earned draw in the opening game against the Imperious, like two-time winner, Argentina. They knew a good result today and they'd stand a fantastic chance in proceeding to the second round. Standing in their way were 200 million populated Nigeria, who with a tameless, inept performance knew anything less than a point and they'd see their participation at this tournament extinguished. With Argentina's capitulation the previous night, both of these nations had a great opportunity to take steps to proceed and progress further in this tournament. Nigeria made 3 changes. Inacio, Musa, Omero all coming in. For Iceland, there were 2 changes for them in their own team. Iceland, in 6 tournament appearances, had only lost 1 of 6 games. For Nigeria, they had only won 1 of 13 World Cup games since 1998, and that was in 2010 in 2014 against Bosnia. Now to the match. Sigurdsson with a trademarked free kick brought the game to a start, and Ozil was forced to make a fine touching save of the ball over the bar. It was Sigurdsson again in a fine swift move with his attempt saved by the young keeper, the 19-year-old inexperienced keeper. There was a sedate pace to the match, and Nigeria getting to grips with the change of system, 4-4-2, as Iceland had much of the possession. The Icelandic thunderclap ringed throughout the arena. It seemed more interesting than the activity on the pitch. Nigeria, compact and solid, had finally looked to have found their feet. Confidence greater, and the options and movements much finer. One wondered if the 32-degree heat was impacting the lack of intensity and pace within the game. Nigeria were definitely dealing with the aerial threat from Iceland, who used this tactic at every opportunity: long balls, throw-ins, and free kicks. Yep. So neither team, unfortunately, were finding the quality to make the very incisive penetration. It was also it was kind of like at walking pace now as half-time approached. A whipped-in ball across Nigeria's goal from Sigurdsson turned out to be the greatest danger in the first half. A touch would definitely have taken the ball over the line and given Iceland its lead. Nigeria, for the start of the second half, was straight off the marks, and Atibo, with a long thrusting forward, came very close with his effort. But Nigeria, it wasn't too long before Nigeria were to be rewarded for their positivity, and they were to finally make the breakthrough. And it was Musa who was to give his country the lead. Moses heavily involved. The flighty cross controlled by the striker, the diminutive striker, and the half volley was dispatched expertly into the net. Nigeria were in raptures. There was more concern for Iceland very soon afterwards, as Ragnar Sigurdsson seemed to suffer an injury. Treatment was required. Play was stopped for 4 minutes, and he was bandaged. His head was bandaged, and Gilladson Ignason was stood on standby, and so he continued, but within 15 minutes the change was eventually made. Ndidi, with a thunderous long-range drive, struck. The effort was deflected with the ball expertly touched over the goal by Hallardson. Yeah. It was Moses again, very influential in the contest as he tried his luck from range, with plenty of power in his effort, and the ball was touched over. Yeah, there was a pacing within Nigeria that hadn't been seen until now, as Iceland looked to find a way back. Gil Dawson, he drove from distance. Balogun with a leaping header, was close to puncturing Iceland's defence once again, and they almost finished it a few minutes later, an attempt almost beating the keeper. It was an exquisite effort from Musa, the ball bouncing off the crossbar with the goalkeeper well beaten. Musa was to be like the man of the moment as he finished the contest a few minutes later, racing from deep, outpacing the defender, rounding the keeper, despite Inacio asking for the ball to be played to him. He dispatched his close range effort into the net, picking his spot in the corner. The transformation had been incredible. Nigeria were in total control, Iceland running round in circles. But then Iceland were given a lifeline when the review of an incident in the area when Sigurdsson was brought down unnecessarily by the on-rushing defender. There could be a case where, it was a case that both defenders had made a mistake. It mattered little as Sigurdsson, looking to place the ball high in the net, saw his effort beat the crossbar, and Iceland's opportunity had gone. Azur made an important save as Iceland looked to cut through their ranks. 6 minutes of stoppage time were played before the proceedings came to an end. A concerning moment for Obi Mikel, the captain. His wrist seemed to have been dislocated, or he was in a lot of pain. And Nigeria have got their victory, and they were in this group still, and the decisive game against Argentina would be crucial, as Iceland would need to beat Croatia.